love versus lust. Thinking out loud. Just dissecting my past video a bit too, because I think it left some unanswered questions or some thoughts that led to more questions. And I'll say that there's love versus lust because me, when I meet a lot of people, I like to say because of the way that I live, travel, share my work, and I do remember what inspired me to take on this path. And I'm still clueless about what the future holds. Clueless. Got a good idea, but not certain what will happen. And I'm only human. And I don't know the proper introduction. Or of another, can't think of another introduction, but when I meet all these amazing, gorgeous women, I think, is it love or is it lust? And I think that the ultimate, okay, I'm going to go all over the road here. I believe this was brought on by the thoughts of Alan Watts. He says a person can be egocentric and only care about their own being. A person could be ethnocentric, which is a sort of a tribalism, and only care about their own. Only my family, my culture, my country, my people, my this, my that. And then the next level of caring would be being cosmocentric. To be loving. That's the you hear that in stories of the Buddha, Jesus Christ. But even if you read the Bible, it's which I read the Bible, studied it a bit. It's there's some pretty harsh things even Jesus Christ says on there. I think Matthew 10:34. Look that up. Matthew 10:34. And of course, that instinct in me just wants to reproduce, right? Just hook up and be like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Sometimes you think, oh, it's love because she's so beautiful. And even if I did hook up with them, I don't think a pretty face could just do it for me. And I think of people with big fancy sports cars or big heavy trucks or just vehicles that they pamper but don't use. it's like I don't think women want a man in white shiny armor. I don't think so. And I think a man in white shiny armor is a punk. Chicken shit. It's a big ass Poindexter. Not saying anything against anyone named Poindexter, but just the dude that just followed all the rules, never broke any rules, never dared himself to be more. I think women want the guy that has a chinks in his armor, dents in his armor, a battle-tested sword. And I think love versus lust. Even if I had a chick with a pretty face, which I've had a couple, I found them boring because there was no, even though they would agree to let's with the plans of the day, but there was no wonder about the world, about themselves, about the future. Nothing besides what we're gonna do this weekend. That's the future. And I can't be around someone like that. I can't. And I don't mean to not enjoy the moment, but also to be mindful of what's at hand. Doing your best at it, and then as you're doing it, also think, man, what's next after this? This is awesome, but what else is next? And I could speak from a male point of view. When I see some chicks, I'm like, man, that bitch is bad. And there are also some women that I don't call bitches, but those are women that that carry themselves different from other women. They don't wait for someone to open their door. They don't expect for the guy to bust out the wallet. They don't. They won't be stopped from a workout because there's no partner today, no spotting partner. There's no reason to not enjoy the day because there's not someone with you today to laugh with you, to share the moment with. No, it's so as I think about egocentric ethnocentric, cosmocentric mindsets. I think, man, why do sometimes I miss that relationship with someone? And I think it's because those were beautiful times, no doubt. But also, I think the self can realize that those things are great. They take away time. They make time disappear. They remind you of the moment. It feels timeless. You feel the preciousness of life. And when there's a chemistry like that, or at least for a moment, or the illusion of chemistry, I think we want to keep on feeling that. I think life happens once we discover who we are, what our we start to unravel our identities, our goals, our desires, our dreams. We begin to, I think, realize that if we love ourselves, or we somehow don't think of that question, if we love ourselves, because we're so caught up in the moment, or in the is it the Novocaine, the numbness of a good time, that we're like, this is just we get comfortable. That's the word, comfortable, or sometimes numbed out. We're like, what, this isn't so bad. I could do 20 more years of this, 30 more years of this, 70 years of this relationship. And I think when we start to ask ourselves, is this love or lust? I think we can begin to either evacuate or bond together even stronger. So there's no real clear answer as to what love or lust is, but I think you come up with your own definition of what that is. But be mindful that you don't tell yourself, this has to be love because we can put up with each other. be careful with that. Be very careful with that. Real careful with that. So just try to figure out those definitions for yourself. But don't get so caught up that you stop living your life. Stop or pause. You're pursuing your goals. Don't do that. Love yourself.